channel. I apologize for the lighting. It is stormy, as you can see outside. Let me fix this. There we go. It should be a little better. So it's dark and cloudy, and the lighting is not great here in the apartment, and I'm filming on my phone, which is not the best camera ever. Next time I come to Florida, I'm bringing my camera, I promise. But I want to do some things in here before I leave this week, and of course do all the cleaning. I want to do a deep clean in here before I leave. Couple of things that have been bothering me. Well, 3 things that have been bothering me the most in this bedroom that I'm going to change today is the curtains, the box spring, and the table that the TV sits on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so these are way too long for the window. We used the holes that were there existing from the previous person who lived here. Otherwise, we could have taken them to the top, but we just used the existing holes to hang these. These still would have been too long. You can see right here, I have pinned them up with safety pins just to get them to kind of fall on the floor a little better, and this bothers me a lot. So I'm going to be taking care of this in a better fashion today. This has been bothering me since I did this. Secondly, I haven't made the bed yet today, which I'm going to wash all the bedding. I put a fitted sheet over the box spring to block this, but I still hate that it looks unfinished here. So we're going to be adding a bed skirt to this, freshen all of this up, get it looking good. And then we have our all our furniture from a previous apartment, and I just kind of placed things where I thought it might be, but this is not great. First of all, these things here drive me crazy because they are exposed, and I hate that. And there's not really any storage. As you can see, there's stuff everywhere. I got to take those pictures with me when we leave because they don't really fit the theme here. So I'm going to take them back with me. But there's no real storage here. Also, Ernie's shorts and t-shirts and undergarments and all that are all exposed. This is my suitcase, so don't pay any attention to that. And that's what I like to call my garage. So I need to straighten that out. But this is unnecessary. We have a place to store this, and I'm going to show you. We have this dresser that I put here. I moved it from over there, and I have that over here. But I'm going to put this in our apartment in California. This was Ernie's dresser, and it's been bothering me that it was in here. I need to move that into the bedroom so we can utilize it again properly. So it'll fit right here very nicely, and he irons every evening, so this just always stays out, but we'll move it today for satisfaction purposes. But if I put that dresser here, it'll kind of finish the space off, and it'll kind of eliminate all the cluttery stuff that we have here, which is kind of unnecessary. This is stuff that needs to go home with me. I can put this in the buffet here. But this stuff down here can be hidden if I get that dresser put in. It could go behind the TV because it's, much wider than what this is. So, anyways, and they screwed the TV up, the movers. You see how they bent those? So the TV leans backwards. Anytime you hire movers to move stuff, and especially if it's cross country, something always gets screwed up, and the feet on that got screwed up. But anyways, so that's what I want to do. I want to do a deep clean in here, get it, all fresh and clean. Like I said, I haven't done a deep clean in the apartment since we moved in, and so I really want to take care of that today. Another thing I want to touch on is this rug does not go with the theme at all, but it's what we had. To keep it. I don't feel the need to go out and purchase another rug. It absolutely does not go with the theme. The color's off. It's not, it bothers me a lot, but um, I'm going to keep it because it just doesn't make any sense to buy a new rug for in here unless I find one on an exceptional sale that will work in the room. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just not going to bother. And the beauty of that is I can always take this one home with me if I end up finding one. So it's not something I've been on the hunt for, but I do want to touch on that because I know that when people do decorating, there's always things where you say, oh, I would have done this, or I could do that, or she should do this, or she should do that. I do that in videos. But we have to keep in mind that not everybody wants to go out and spend money on everything brand new for the space. They want to work with what they have, and they want to make sure that it looks the best it possibly can with items they already have. And I think that that's super important to touch on when you have a YouTube channel, is although it would be fabulous to go out and buy everything new and matchy and everything would work, I would say 90% of the population doesn't have the means to do that or the will to do that. It's not something that is it's not something that everybody can do. So if you're going to be a content creator, you have to be able to show people both sides, where if you have the money to buy the things and transform the things, then do it. But we have 3 places. We have this apartment here in Florida, we have our home in town in Tennessee, and then we have our country home. And the country home is kind of on the back burner as far as decor goes because we don't live there yet. So we're taking our time with that. We're going to get to it, I promise you, but we are taking our time with that. Also, filming and getting a good video and getting a good series going before we release it to you guys is important because I want it to be consistent and I want that series to be really good. So even though we might be working on it and not sharing it with you guys yet, that's kind of on the back burner. Here in Florida, we kind of have our apartment or Ernie's work furniture or work items that just kind of travel with us wherever he works. And so I have to make that make sense in every space. And my taste does change depending on where we're at. Now, we've never been to Florida. We've always been on the West Coast. And so I was able to make the West Coast theme that I had going there work very well. My apartment there was gorgeous, beautiful. But here I wanted to bring in some of the coastal vibe and incorporating what I had on the West Coast here in Florida is, kind of hard. So I think the way I can make this rug work, if I don't find another one, is by bringing in some of those orange details, which are very popular with the coastal vibe. A very popular, beautiful accent. So I can actually pull that out of this rug. It's not really an orange, it's like a burnt orange that's in this rug, but I can actually make this rug make sense. So finding a way to turn a negative into a positive in your decor is also a great way to save money. So anyways, we're not doing that today, but it is something that I want you guys to keep in mind as far as decor goes. So anyways, today's video is just refreshing the space, giving it a good deep clean and taking care of some of those things that have really just been bothering me. And I think it's really going to make a lot of sense when I'm all done. It's going to make me feel good when I leave. The curtains will look good, the bed will look finished, and Ernie will have a place to put all of his things like a normal human would have, as opposed to living temporarily on shelves. So anyways, with that said, let's get started. Okay guys, we're gonna start off by stripping the bed. I wanted to get everything off the bed and into the washing machine. I also want to move the mattress and box spring out of the way so that I can vacuum and give the headboard a good clean. And I wanted to get the ceiling fan dusted. I'm gonna clean top to bottom in today's video. It's always nice to do a deep clean, well, especially when you're gonna be changing things around. I have the itch to switch a couple of things, and we're going to share that in the video. Hopefully you guys like it. I love it. I love how it turned out. I love, love, love how it turned out. I also decided on my accent color for the apartment because it's feeling a little bland to me, and I know that just with a few simple tweaks I'll be able to really brighten it up, and I'll do that next time I'm here. I won't be doing that in today's video, but we're going to give a good deep clean, so you're going to get some great cleaning motivation and some decor ideas or decor inspiration, I should say. There's those three things that I really needed to fix. Those curtains were driving me nuts, and I finally got those fixed today, and you guys will see. And then of course finishing off the bed. You can see there the curtains don't look bad from a distance, but definitely up close they weren't looking really great. Now, even if we would have taken that curtain rod and hung it at the very tippy top of the wall, they still would have been too long. I bought way too long of curtains. Why did I do that? I don't know. I'm not a seamstress, so I can't make them make sense. Because they have the backing to them anyways, I have to do a temporary fix on them. So that is what I'm going to do. Even if I wanted to shorten them, which I don't, but even if I wanted to shorten them permanently, I would take them to a professional to do that just because of the backing. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to do a great job at it. So with my very minimal sewing skills, I can make a pillow cover, I can make, simple curtains, I can do that kind of stuff, but I can't do anything fancy. So that's why I don't own a sewing machine, because I don't think I would utilize it enough. So anyways, we're going to move this dresser in, and we're going to get it all cleaned, and we're going to get the TV on it, and you're going to see that this isn't going to stay, because I wasn't loving it, and I'm going to explain to you why. We're going to make a switch that might surprise you, but I think that you guys will completely understand. Okay, one of the things that I hated at the apartment in San Jose, it was a very small bedroom, was the TV was bigger than the actual dresser, and it drove me nuts. I was always afraid it was going to slide off of the dresser. So that drives me nuts. Now, if that was hanging up on the wall, it would be just fine, but that is not the case. So, let's see. I honestly considered leaving that, putting this one in the bedroom because it's small in here. And this would be so much nicer right there. It wouldn't be so, obviously that's going home with me, but it would be so much nicer to have this right there with the TV on it. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. If it doesn't look good, then I can always change it. And this looks great in here, but like I said, it's a big piece of furniture, and there's so much storage for Ernie in there. I'm going to do it. I love this dresser, don't get me wrong, but like I said, it worked. We had it very small. For those of you that have been with me since California, you remember that bedroom. It was so small. This worked in the little corner, and I barely had like this much room to walk in between the bed and this. It just worked. But we have the room here to do the switcheroo-y, so let's do that. I'm going to put that buffet in here, put this back where it went, and put that other table in the living room. If I hate it, I just move everything back. Let's give it a shot. I love it. It looks so much better. So good. Okay, let's finish getting this all put together. So the apartment in California had the perfect spot for this. I actually bought this piece for that particular spot. It had like an area of the wall that sat back, and this piece slid into it. And so it was perfect. It was beautiful, perfect in that spot. So, but it looks good here too. Okay, we're in working order. By the way, when I can't use my headphones while I'm filming on my phone, so I put it on Yacht Rock on my TV on YouTube. There's so many Yacht Rock stations, and I just blast that while I work. So anyways, yay! I think this looks so much better, and I'm going to give you a view of everything else that I do, like where I moved, like what the TV living room table looks like and all that kind of stuff. But let's get to the bedroom because it's this time change has got me all screwed up, but I need to get busy. I got lots to do. Now that I have this area solidified, and I'm going to get these curtains down and get the window clean, the blinds clean, all of that, and get those temporarily hemmed up. But now that I have this and I know what color I'm going to do for my accent color, I think now it's going to be a lot more fun to find things at thrift stores that I can make work with, like spray paint or you know, even like clearance sections, because I feel like coral is the color that you know, doesn't get sold or people just don't buy. But I think pops of that around the apartment would be really cool, you know. And even if I could find like a really cute coral pillow to put on the bedding, I think would be really pretty too. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. It'll happen when it happens. I just wanted to touch on that so that you guys know the design I'm doing for this apartment is coastal chic, and I'm calling it that because I've got a lot of coastal touches in it because we're in Florida. But I also love my blue and white pottery and my blue and white decor, so I'm just kind of like incorporating all of it. So where I think that coastal art is nice and beautiful and looks great, I also think that keeping a few of my original art pieces mixed in with that would be really pretty too. And that's just my take on design. And I think that it works and it's going to come together. Now, the thing is with design, it takes time to pull things together unless you have a really hefty budget and you can just go out and go for it. It takes time to collect things. It takes time to pull a room together. It takes time to pull a whole place together. So it's going to be something that's going to kind of evolve and grow. And I had mentioned this before, but at the country house, I'm going to do a bunk room. And I may still do a bunk room at the house in town too. I'm not sure. But I want to do a bunk room and either way, whichever house I do it at or at both houses, it doesn't matter, whichever one. I am planning on doing that in a coastal theme anyways, so all of my coastal stuff, maybe not all the big artwork, but all of my coastal stuff is going to work that I buy. I don't know, I love these pieces of art. I love them. I'm looking at the one over my bed, and it's dreamy. I just love it. When I look at big pieces of art like that, to me, it's like a picture, like I'm looking out a window, and that is my view from where I'm standing, and so that's how I look at pictures. So I know that, you know, you're looking at it right now through the camera and it's like, oh, that's a piece of an artwork. And it is, but in real life, to me, when I'm looking at it, it's like looking through a window. And that is, it's just a beautiful, peaceful, serene piece of art to me. So anyways, it's going to take me a while to dial this apartment in, if you will. So that's pretty much what I'm you know, trying to explain to you. Also, using the negative and the, you know, negatives and turning them into positives and making it work is really going to play a big part in that too. So, and I think you guys will see that over time because I had originally thought about, you know, changing the lamps out and, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. And I got really, you know, strict with myself. And I said, no, Anna, you're going to make this apartment work. You're going to make it work by turning these negatives into positives. Not that they're true negatives. They're just negatives as far as the design I have my eye on. And I love design, and I'm good at it, and I'm going to own it. I'm good at design. I just don't always have the budget or don't always want to spend the money on things. And the reason why I say that is because I look at things like, for instance, I'm looking at this apartment as temporary. I'm not looking at it as permanent. So it's hard for me to make the commitment. And I need to stop doing that, and I need to just commit. And I'm doing the same thing with, I do the same thing with, for instance, we bought our retirement home. Ernie's not retiring anytime soon, but I know that one day we're going to sell the house we live in, and we're going to end up moving into that house. So now I look at both the house that I live in as temporary, or I was. And Ernie shook that right out of my head and said, no, you do what you do, and you decorate your house and you live in your house. That is your house. And so now I'm completely committed to all 3 homes, and I'm just going to start doing me. I'm going to start doing what I know how to do, and I'm just going to commit, and I'm going to stop with the detachment syndrome that I've had, and I'm just going to commit to owning these 3 places, not the apartment. I don't own it, but we live in it, and I'm going to own them as my spaces, and I'm going to make them our spaces while, we have all 3. And so I want to show you, I always dust the light bulb, but I don't always show it because look at this. This is so bad. Oh, it's not really picking it up. And the inside of the of your lampshade. I know how to talk. So make sure to do that when you're cleaning your lamps. Anyways, I hope that makes complete sense to you guys, that I have been doing that. I have not been committed, and now that I'm committed, I'm so excited about it. And it's not that I needed Ernie's permission, but I kind of needed his blessing, if you will, because I love the fact that we have 3 places. I don't like the fact of thinking eventually I'll be leaving one or the other. And so I need to stop thinking of like that, and I need to just realize that they're all 3 of our places right now, and I need to make them all ours. And so I'm really excited about that. So I hope you guys are excited about that too. It's definitely been something that's been weighing on me since we bought the country house and since we got the apartment here in Florida. It's just been weighing on me, not in a bad way. It's what Anna does to Anna. And it's an Anna-ism, I guess. And so, but anyways, now that I've committed, I'm excited about that. And it's like, Home Goods. I was talking to Ernie. I'm cruising through Home Goods, and literally, and you have to let me know in the comments if you're like this. If you're somebody who loves decor, and you love to decorate, and you love to play with decor, and you just love that kind of stuff, please let me know in the comments if Home Goods is the same. I get the same feeling when I am in Home Goods that I used to get as a little girl going to Disneyland. I'm not joking you when I tell you that. It is my adult Disneyland. I love it so much. I can spend hours inside Home Goods. Hours. That is, I could literally spend hours. And I've had people tell me I should get a job there, and I said no. That would take the fun of it, number 1. And number 2, I would end up owing them money on payday. So that is an absolute no. I will not. But it is an absolute joy for me to play with decor and to do this kind of stuff. It is absolutely 100% my passion. I love it so stinking much. It is just, I can't explain it. So I hope that comes out on camera to you guys, because I want to pass that on to you guys so bad. I don't like when I hear people or when I read comments where you guys say, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that. You know what? You do too. You just need to learn how to trust yourself, and I bet you do a darn good job, and I bet you guys all have beautiful homes, because I have always said, Surround yourself with things that you love, and it's going to be beautiful. Because you know what, you guys? It's your home. You have to live in it. It is your home, and you should surround yourself with things that you love because it's going to be beautiful. It doesn't matter what other people think. It does not matter. Now, I bet y'all live in beautiful homes, and I'm just so happy to have you guys hang out with me, and I love that we get to share and do all that kind of stuff. It's super fun. So we're here at the end. I'm just getting the bed made, and then I'm going to give it a quick final vacuum. And I'm feeling so good about the space. My pillow, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my pillow has a hole in it. It started falling apart. So I'm going to need to sew that when I get home. I don't have a sewing kit here. Or actually, I do remember we do. I just don't know where it's at. But either way, anyways, getting the bed made. Going to give it a quick vacuum. And then I'm going to give you guys a final look at the nice, clean, pretty space from the way I see it. Keep in mind, I still know I need artwork and final touches and all of that stuff, but I just want you guys to appreciate the cleanliness and the little tiny touches that I made today. Okay, I think we are done. It looks so much better, so much more put together. I like it a lot. All right, I'm going to show you what I did with everything else too. I made some changes out there too. Anyways, so the curtains are still puddling a tad, which is fine. They're not as bad. I got them all ironed and all the wrinkles out, and they're not pulling anymore from having those safety pins. The little pedal is just fine. And it's a temporary fix, but I think they look a little bit more polished. They look better, more polished, and, you know, they look better. So, and then, of course, adding the skirt here, just kind of finished the bed off. And I was ready to take, it's hot, so I took off the heavy bedding, and we're just sleeping with the quilt and sheets now. And that one pillowcase that I did is mine that I take home. That's my pillow. I travel with my pillow, so that's why it didn't match. But anyways, everything is clean and tidy. The curtains look good. And this is so much nicer to have Ernie have his stuff in here. And it just fits in here really well. But yeah, that's it. Bedroom is clean. And it looks very well put together. So here's what, this looks great. There's a bunch of cords. So I was able to use that two-sided tape, and I got it maneuvered down the back of the, you know, the thing, those things. And then to hide like the boxes and all that kind of stuff, I put all this stuff down here, and I think that it looks just fine. I might actually still change that up, but here's what I decided to do. Go ahead and place the picture frames. I like them. And then I can look for art later. So I like that there. I think that looks really good. And then I did put one here, which I had full intentions of doing anyways, because I love having a small picture above a little table with a lamp. I love that. And I love that painting. So pretty. I can leave that, or I could switch it out, but I like the picture frame there, so that works out perfectly. And then I borrowed the ginger jar for over here because I needed the height, and I think that that looks really good there. Also, I hung this one here, and it looks really good. Again, I could leave that, or I could switch the art out, but either way, I'm okay with the way it is. I like it. So I decided to do that as opposed to, you know, taking everything down. And then I put this back, and then I put another picture frame here because I decided I might want to use that somewhere as well here. And so anyways, it looks good. It doesn't look right to me because there's 4 items here and I always decorate in 5s, always. Lighting is so bad right now. I'm so sorry if this video is just horrible. The lighting is just horrible. Anyways, that is gonna do it. I'm excited to go home and get my hair done. I'm already ready for my hair, and I'm excited to spring plant. I'm excited to get my porch all decorated for spring and summer. I cannot wait. But it feels really good to get, you know, this kind of stuff done here. I really do feel good about the bedroom. Again, if I had, and I talked to a designer over the weekend that works at one of the stores we went to in St. Augustine, and I said to her, I've got great design taste. I love to design. The problem is my budget. If I had an endless amount of money to buy whatever I wanted, for instance, I told her if I could walk into the store and you said, take whatever you need to do room, beautiful. Hoping that I'm showing you that you can create beauty in your own home on a budget, and you don't have to buy anything just by moving stuff around. And always remember that if you surround yourself with things that you love, it's going to be beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Do you. Do you. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys got some homemaking motivation, some decorating inspiration. That's what I'm here for. I appreciate you guys staying till the end, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!